really appreciated that he is coming from far away. And even, when I was telling that you give your plane tickets, he told I will think about it. So that much of feeling and simplicity he has. Okay, good. So thank you, Anupam. And next we are waiting for another speaker who is still our alumni at the same time our, and he's quite well known in the country. And some time back I saw him in the TV and he's talking to some minister, and so we will hear from him. Maybe something more you would like to say.
I would just like Saket sir to come and tell us about himself and enlighten him.
My name is Saket. You don't have to be formal with me. You don't have to reply to my good mornings and hi's. I mean, I'm not here as a special person. I'm one of you guys. Okay. First of all, let's install that in your RAM, in your memory, whatever. Okay. It makes me happy to see so many people in first year, because this institute started from the first batch, which had hardly, I think, 45, 50 people. And it kept on increasing, like the population of India. And honestly, that's fantastic. So when Sir called me here and he said that I need to address the first year students and I need to talk to you guys, I was thinking of what to talk about. So I was just on my way from Delhi, and I thought what to talk to you guys about. So I thought that I will share some very small mistakes or some very small things which I did right from my first year, and things happen in a good way. How did that happen? I'll just give you small things. So I'm a guy who, although there's no, getting the word ethical with hacking is a very, hot and cold kind of a thing. Then how the hell is hacking ethical is a question which I have encountered all across my life. But that's what I do, okay? That's what I do. And I have been doing that since almost 4 years now. I completed my 4th year this April. Some complications still exist. I'll talk about them. I'll just give you a little bit of insight about my experiences. Then I'll come to where do you guys stand right now according to me. If I were you right now in first year, what I would love to do. And then we'll just end the session. And trust me, I've been at your place where I've been called for boring seminars where you have to come down, the attendance is compulsory, and early in the morning you need to wake up, and my God, what the hell, one more seminar. And I've been there, I've done that, and trust me, I understand. So I promise you, I'll take 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes of my boring lecture, and then it'll be free, it'll be open, if you guys want to ask something, and I'll go back, okay? But whatever else, at least in those mistakes which I made, so that you guys can make it beyond where I am at the end of 4th year, and you guys can get there, okay? So I just start with my journey in a very simple way. I was born and brought up in Calcutta. I came down to this college as a computer science engineer. First year, very enthusiastic about every single thing of computer science. I taught computer science, and I had 2 aims, to be very honest. My first room out here, it was in Boys Hall 2. I think it was C212. That was the first room. And the very first day when I came down, firstly, I never attended the orientation session, to be very honest with you. It's a top secret, do not tell this to anybody. But the moment I came down to Jaipur, the next day I went to Delhi, because my girlfriend was there in Delhi, and I had not met her since a long time. So I am just not there in the orientation program. So whatever, so that's how I started. But I had 2 goals or 2 objectives. when I came down to this college. I was never a student who was the topper of my school or somebody who was among the top students of my school. I loved mathematics all throughout my life. I taught, I scored I got the highest marks in mathematics in my school, and then my professor out there said that you should go for, computer science, since you love computer science and you're good in maths, that will help you. So when I came down, I had two objectives. One was, since I got computer science what I wanted, and I was always enthusiastic about computer science, I said that, okay, I need to make it big this time. I've been a very normal student in my school. I really want to study. I really want to go to the classes. I really want to come up to the top, because I never doubted my capability of being on top when it comes to studies, because I knew that when I put time, I can do it. And trust me, sadly / happily, that's the story with all of you guys. I'm sure all of you agree to me when I say that the topper of the batch is not the most intelligent guy of the batch. He's simply a guy who knows how to mug up things and vomit that out in the examinations, and that becomes the topper. But if intelligence were to be counted, I'm sure all of you count yourselves among the topper of the batch. So that's the story which everybody follows. So right from my very first year, I was very enthusiastic about studies. And if I give you an example, my first lecture, this was in lecture hall 5 of computer programming. I was very enthusiastic. I used to I said, hey, this is again one of the core subjects of computer science, so I need to make it big in that. In the first class, I was sitting on the first bench, and I was all ready with my notepad and ready to take down notes. I still remember that day when my teacher, he started teaching us computer programming, and the first lecture, there was a 55-minute lecture which was there. The only thing he taught in that was what is a printer, what is a keyboard, what is a mouse, what is a monitor, what is a CPU. And by the end of 30 minutes, I literally fell asleep. There was an early morning class, 8 o'clock in the morning. I fell asleep in the first bench, and I was kicked out in the very first class of mine. That was a computer programming. Okay? That's how the entire story started, of me being very enthusiastic about computer science and programming or whatever it is. The second objective which I had, which is again something which I'm sure most of you guys will relate to, is I wanted to be the most popular guy of the college. I just wanted to be that. Because I knew that I will not do anything bad with my colleagues. I'll always be helpful. I'll not do anything wrong. I was blessed with a lot of talents throughout my school life, so I was good at certain things, and I was sure that I could become the most popular guy of the entire batch by being good to everybody, by being nice to everybody. Because I'm sure you guys think that being popular and being nice is all about being nice to everybody, right? Both of these so-called ambitions, my dreams, were shattered thoroughly within the first 6 months of my college life. I learned, firstly, computer science in engineering is not about computer science. You will come to know that very, very soon. Somebody will just ask you a question. I'm very enthusiastic about computer science. What is the right time to do projects? My dear friends, you're wrong way from understanding what real computer science is right now. If you've been into engineering, physics, computer science, electronics, and you think it's going to start from the first year, you're going to be dipped into that ocean of knowledge of computer science where you're coding, you're decoding, you're hacking, you're making projects, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, that happens, that starts from a second, third, or even a fourth year. But right now you'll be in a more generalized category where you'll be doing general knowledge, what time is. And I understood the importance of time. How does that work? What do you mean by importance of time? So we still understand what importance of time is. We do so many things, and you're doing that in a good way. You can say that to me. I'll tell you what time meant to me. I guess you guys must be staying in a double sharing room or a triple sharing room right now. from the very first year. And that is what the case was with us also. When we came in the first year, I was in the double sharing room. Now, remember something guys, whatever I'll tell you doesn't imply that you go back and do the same thing. Because I'm putting my case study in front of you so that maybe you can follow some good parts of that and adapt and understand some wrong things that I did so that you can make a life which is better than me by the end of 4th year. And trust me, that is possible. It's no big deal that I'm being able to do something. And trust me, that is possible by every single person sitting out here. From the very first year, I've been staying in a single room all throughout my 4 years of life. Now this is very simple to say, but very difficult to do. This has meant that I have been staying away from my entire batch for years. Yes, that is true. But my primary compulsion was, I need to stay in a single room no matter what. Even if that means not staying with your batch. Because in the very first year I realized that, please understand, that you need to understand what is your actual value first. If you don't understand that, nobody can help you. What I found that this institute was giving me, or giving the general audience at the end of 4 years, at the end of 4 hard-working years, where say that you have an ambition of being a 9.5 or a 10 pointer in this college. And trust me, it's very, very difficult to do that. It's, for me, I feel it's an easier task to become an entrepreneur than to become a 9.5 pointer. But it's worth it. If you like education, go. Very good question. How can we start our own company? If you think that you want to start your own company, forget about starting your own company for the next 20 years, it's not going to happen. There is a direct promotion. Have you seen 3 Idiots? What does it say? Marks के पीछे मत भागो. Excellence के पीछे भागो, marks अपने आप आ जाएंगे. Okay? Guys, please do not get into the complications of thinking, of starting your own company from the very first year. If you aim at a company, you will end up nowhere. You need to have an idea. You need to aim at your passion. And one very basic misconception that everybody has, which I have seen, is, you know what, I'm thinking of going for software testing. Because you know, networking में ज़्यादा scope नहीं है. Designing में ज़्यादा scope नहीं है. Singing में ज़्यादा scope नहीं है. Guys, please tear this misconception out of your minds today itself. I am in the industry. Trust me when I say this, but India's top 50 corporates that you can think of. I'm talking about the top 50 corporates. I have had the privilege of either working with them or interacting with them. And I'm talking about the top levels of these corporates. Thanks to my position, one of the perks of my job is that I get to talk to these big shots that you can think of. And trust me, I've seen the industry and I'm telling you, there is a demand for every single talent that you can think of in this world. But you have to be the bloody best at that. You want to do designing? Go with designing. I can show you a package of at least 25 lakh rupees where you only have to design. There's a demand for every single thing in the industry. Do not go by the demand. Be a quality in what you're providing, and demand will automatically come to you. Second thing, do not aim at making a company. Company is a byproduct of your passion. Steve Jobs had Steve Wozniak, who was making fantastic machines, and Apple was a byproduct of that. Mark Zuckerberg made a social networking website which was popular.
A grand lecture, and really thank you very much. Really stimulating, and you know I don't remember if I ever heard so stimulating a lecture. So I think he has shared his personal views, and really whatever he is doing, It is a great success, and Institute is very proud of Shakir. And I hope that you have learned a lot from this lecture, and we can implement this in our life and for you in the next 4 years. Thank you. Really speaking, I do not have enough words with me. Thank you really the way you spoke. It is really good, really stimulating, and I think we can really implement these ideas in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Be having any event from 2 o'clock. From 2:30 there will be a quiz competition till 4 o'clock. After that you will be having your guest lecture from 4 to 5 in this SAC only. The quiz competition will take place in the lecture halls, right? And from 6:30 to 7:30 you will be having a Phoenix event, the technical event.
Not some like presidents and all who technical को ज़्यादा नहीं होगा, simple general quiz होगा. ठीक है, so please everyone to participate.
Or 1 hour. Yes. So you can interact personally with me.
Again, sir, wants a question. Answer can go to his room 001 in the guest house.